So, you're thinking of moving to Springfield, Missouri. Well, let me save you the trouble. Don't. I'm just kidding. Listen, Springfield, Missouri is a great place to live. I grew up here and technically I grew up in Nixa, but I currently live in Springfield. My entire life has been spent in and around Springfield. And literally where I'm sitting right now in this studio is a quite little neighborhood in South Springfield known as Chesterfield Village. So today, we're going to talk about moving to Springfield, Missouri. Make me a deal. If you get any value or information out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. And hey, I got good news for you. If you're thinking about moving to Springfield, I'm a realtor. And in fact, I'm your real estate agent's favorite realtor. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the greater Springfield, Missouri area, well, you know who to call. Anyway, let's talk about moving to Springfield. And it's important to keep in mind that if Springfield isn't for you, we're 10 minutes from Nixa. 15 minutes from Ozark. There's plenty of other surrounding smaller cities that have their own awesome characteristics as well. So we're gonna look at the good, bad, and the ugly. Doesn't matter to me if you like Springfield, you hate Springfield. I wish you'd be neighbors with me, but hey, at the end of the day, I'm giving you the info. So Springfield, Missouri is a town of roughly 167,000 people according to the last 2020 census. So we're not a big city, but we're certainly not small. Like Nixa, for example, 10 minutes away, the town I grew up in, that has 33,000 people. Although the feels aren't that much different, and I'll explain. Honestly, I get zero big city vibes. I've been to St. Louis. I've been to big cities. I used to live in Kansas City. And it's nothing like either of those cities. It's small. The tallest building is the Hammond's Tower. And it's like pretty tall, but it's nothing crazy. You could see Hammond's Tower from most of Springfield because there's no other buildings really obstructing it. Listen, downtown's cool, it's fine, but you're certainly not going to get a New York City or even Kansas City living experiences. Do we have penthouse lofts? We do. I've looked at them. It's whatever you want, we've got. It's not small, but it's not big. And honestly, it's perfect because you get the best of both worlds. You don't got to worry about traffic. Sure, there's some annoying traffic in rush hour, but even, look at places like Chicago, LA, or even Kansas City. The traffic is so much worse. So in Springfield, I can buzz around at 5 o'clock and do whatever I need to do relatively easily. With that being said, our public transportation system is not the best. In fact, I rarely see city buses because, listen, used car prices here are dirt cheap. There's no reason to use public transportation. And if you can't afford a car, like one of my best friends, he cannot buy a car, so he just putts around on his bike. It's big enough to where everything is really accessible by foot or bike, but small enough to where you can zip around in a car and not really have any real traffic issues, including in downtown. And that's what I mean by it being the best of both worlds. Not too big and not too small. So why does our public transportation system not really compare to LA or New York or anything like that? Well, simply because we don't need it. So let's talk about stuff to do in Springfield. There's plenty of things to do, and I'll make a different video on things to do in Springfield, Missouri. But we're going to talk about my favorite things to do. One, Wonders of Wildlife Museum. It is a beautiful wildlife museum and aquarium. I've been to lots of aquariums. Listen, for the money, this is the coolest aquarium you probably have ever seen. I'm going to go out there and say that. And it's, of course, attached to the biggest Bass Pro, I think maybe in the world. Yes, listen. The Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee is pretty cool, but this is the big daddy. This is the legit thing. You got a NASCAR museum, you got a firearms museum. I go and buy guns and ammo and clothes and all sorts of awesome stuff at Bass Pro. Not to mention they have a killer Christmas display, just Christmas light display. We've got the Alamo Theaters, which is literally you go in, you have a gourmet burger, some shake and some candy and popcorn and cookies served to you while you're watching a movie in a leather recliner seat. It's one of my favorite things to do. We've got tons of golf courses. I love hitting the driving range, the courses. Listen, there's tons to do. There's nightlife, there's high-end restaurants, there's affordable restaurants, there's plenty of shopping with the massive Battlefield Mall. There's plenty of stuff to do for every budget at all hours of the day and all days of the week in Springfield, Missouri. And hey, maybe you just want to buy a house in a quiet, safe neighborhood to raise your kids. We can do that. Do you want the downtown loft living experience? We can do that. Do you want to be in a hustle and bustle and suburban area? We can do that. Do you want farm with some land to ride some dirt bikes? We can do that. Well, according to rentcafe.com, the cost of living in Springfield, Missouri is 2% lower than the state average and 11% lower than the national average. Springfield, Missouri housing is 24% cheaper than the national US average. Not to mention, rental prices are also 12% cheaper. So cheap housing prices coupled with a thriving job market means more money in your pocket to do whatever you want to do, baby. I've seen multi-million-dollar mega mansions listed in Springfield and surrounding areas, and I've seen $100,000 duplexes. We've got whatever you want for any price range. Now listen, Springfield, Missouri is located in southwest Missouri. So, I go to the lake all the time. Table Rock Lake is, in my opinion, the prettiest lake I've ever seen in my life. It is gorgeous, surrounded with beautiful bluffs and trees and cliffs you can jump off of. It's gorgeous. And then, of course, you got Branson, Missouri right down there, Kimberling City. You've got Eureka Springs, one of the coolest towns I've ever been to, home of the most haunted hotel in the United States. Point being is, Springfield, Missouri is surrounded by some of the most beautiful scenic sites in all of the state. I'm not even kidding. We're like an hour to 2 hours away from some of the coolest, most unique, artsy-fartsy little towns and rivers. If you like floating, if you like boating, if you like whatever you want, the outdoor life is awesome here. And Eureka Springs is super fun. It's in Arkansas. It's not in southwest Missouri, but it's just right across the border. Unfortunately, we don't have any professional sports teams. We have a minor league Springfield Cardinals team, and they play at Hammond Stadium downtown. But it's so fun to go there, sit in the luxury box, eat a burger that's free and drinks and some cheesecake. It's a great way to spend an afternoon and watch a sport that honestly I don't even really like, but hey, why not? The tickets are basically free. There you have it, folks, an overview of moving to Springfield, Missouri. And stay tuned, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button because I'm actually going to film a video right after this talking about the pros and cons of moving to Springfield, because no place is perfect and we're going to talk about that. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check out my next video. It should be up right after this one. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, or just simply relocate to Springfield, Missouri, I'm your guy. I will see you guys in the next Boss Properties YouTube video.